The House is expected to vote on a bill today that, if signed into law, would give the Chinese parent company of TikTok 6 months to divest the popular video sharing app or see it face a ban in the United States. For more on that story, we want to bring in Bradley Tusk. He is the CEO of Tusk Ventures. And Bradley, you may be the perfect person to talk to about this story because you kind of wrote this playbook already with Uber when it was facing bans around the country.
Yeah, it worked for us, and I'm not sure it's going to for TikTok. But
talk about what you did at Uber.
Yeah, I mean, so, everyone now thinks of Uber as this giant company, and it is. But back in like 2011, we were this tiny little Series A startup. And we were launching in San Francisco and New York and just a couple of other cities. And the taxi industry wanted nothing to do with us, right? And they leaned on the politicians who they give money to say, hey, you guys can't operate. And we knew that we couldn't outmuscle them, right? We couldn't afford more lobbyists or campaign contributions or all of that. And so we had to throw a little bit of a Hail Mary, which is we enlisted our customers, right? And we put right on the app, if you like this product, if you like this service, if you want to keep using it, you got to let your elected officials know. In the super early days, we didn't even have the technology to directly connect them to their city council member. The first time we ever did it was actually in Washington, D.C., and we just sent them a list, here's your city council member, here's their phone number, and it was like an email from Travis, who was the CEO at the time. But ultimately, it got pretty sophisticated. Yeah, and over a couple of years, we estimate that several million people ultimately advocated on Uber's behalf through the app, and we became legal in every single market in the country.
As popular as Uber was at that point, I think TikTok is far more popular. They started with a campaign last week, I believe, pushing their users to reach out to their elected officials. Yeah. And according to the Washington Post, some of these offices were getting 20 calls a minute from people saying, don't take my TikTok away.
Yeah, and look, if you're TikTok and you believe that this bill is going to pass and there's an existential threat, and look, the committee vote was 50-0, so for good reason, I think.
Which is shocking.
They're worried.
A committee vote, a committee in the House
is never
out 50-0. You never see
Right, it's like a miracle, literally. Right. But the reason why I think it's a little more challenging is a few things. We had it a little easier with Uber. The first thing is we were generally having people reach out to either city officials or sometimes state officials. If they get 50 calls on an issue or emails, that's a lot, right? While Congress was getting a lot from TikTok, they get a lot on everything. That's just the way Congress works. So they're a little more immune to it. Second, I think the people who were calling for us for Uber were adults who had experience with taxi, experience with Uber, and kind of knew what to say and how to make the case, and that they were a registered voter in that district. From what you hear from the reports from congressional offices, people were calling, but utterly confused as to what they were supposed to say or why they were calling or where they, who they were voting for.
There's some suggestion that it even would provoke a backlash that convinced some of these representatives that this is a little out of control, that what they are worried about, the Chinese Communist Party having access to their citizens and motivating those citizens to do things, this was proof of concept.
So yes and no. Yes, for sure, and the 50-0 vote confirmed it, and we'll find out at 10 o'clock what the House vote looks like overall, and it very much is proof of exactly that, which is why I think they should ban TikTok, or at least force the sale of it. At the same time, what we learned with Uber, and I've repeated this process with other portfolio companies like FanDuel and Bird and others, is, at the end of the day, we've talked about this on the set before, policy outputs are the result of political inputs. And if a politician truly believes that they could lose their next primary if they don't do what enough people want, they'll do what you want. But I don't think that's the case here.
You just said you thought that TikTok should be banned.
Yes.
Why?
For exactly the reason that Becky said. I believe that we have given the Chinese government a direct tool into all of our kids' pockets.
And this is the question that I think has fundamentally been unanswered.
Yeah.
That there is direct evidence that the Chinese government has used TikTok, not prospectively, but today has already used TikTok to fundamentally either influence Americans' views of all sorts of things, and or is using your data in some way that they're not supposed to.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the data. I can say that as the parent of a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old who both use TikTok regularly, if you just look at the issue in Israel right now and the kind of content that they receive, and that is they're not seeking it, that it's just pushed on them all of the time, that has encouraged them to be so anti-Israel and so pro-Hamas, that's not happening out of nowhere, and it is certainly the interest of China.
And you think that's a function of the government
it's
writing
absolutely
a rule effectively actively into this thing.
Well,
so you don't
it makes
believe
more sense for them to do it than for ByteDance to do it. Yeah, I mean, somebody's doing it, and I don't think any of us here would say that there's real separation, that if the Chinese government tells ByteDance jump, their only answer is how high.
But I guess the reason I'd ask you the same question is I see some of that content on Twitter, X, right, owned by Americans. I see some of that content on Reels, though less frankly, that's on Instagram, but I see a lot less politically oriented anything on Reels these days. And I think that they've just had a crackdown broadly about those things.
Look, we should ban Section 230 also. You and I have talked about this before. Right now, the platforms have no legal liability for any of the content posted on it, and so they're incentivized to push the most negative, toxic content they can on everyone. So banning TikTok is not a substitute for regulating other platforms.
And so I guess the question, though, is the ban of when you see that content, there's part of me that says it's terrible content. I'm very unhappy about that content. 230 might be the thing you want to put into effect here. But it's not clear to me that that content is being served because the Chinese government has instructed somebody at TikTok to do that, so much as they built an algorithm that is a flywheel for this negative content, unfortunately.
TikTok, though, has admitted that it used its own app to spy on reporters as an attempt to track down the journalist's sources. There have been other instances of this as well.
Yeah, I mean, it comes a little bit down to, like, do you trust the Chinese or not? I don't.
By the way, Uber, which used to be doing the exact same thing to journalists right here in America. So that's why I just say it's a very slippery situation. And I just don't think that we've seen evidence yet that the Chinese government is actually doing this themselves.
I think that's right. But I think
the company may be doing this.
With that said, the stakes between whether someone's taking a livery car or a taxi, or the stakes between whether or not Israel exists and gets support from the West or not, are a little different.
I don't disagree. The question is that being driven by an algorithm that is just looking for hateful content because they think people are going to interact with it and spend more time on the app? Or is that because Xi Jinping or somebody else has instructed somebody to do that? And that is actually a fundamental question.
I would guess, and if I were in the House today voting, that it is both, and therefore I would rather be safe than sorry and forced divestment.